What's going on, guys and gals? My name is Neko Fluttershy, and welcome to a video. Well, I guess I could say a podcast, Brony podcast. Hadn't done one of these in a while, but you know, I don't really feel like actually doing a real video. So I'm just gonna do a fucking podcast because I don't care. Anyways, the first thing I want to talk about is kind of why I wanted to make this podcast in the first place. This particular episode, whatever you want to call it. And that is the death of a loved one. Some people, they don't know what they have until it's gone. They don't really think that their friends or family or pets will ever die. And even if they do know it, they don't really seem to care until it's too late. They're like, I got time. No, you don't. I mean, everybody dies at some point, yeah. But it's the family. It's your mother, father, grandfather, grandmother, whatever. Aunt, uncle, dog, cat, whatever. Brother, sister. I mean, why I bring this up is yesterday was the 1 year anniversary of my grandfather's death. When he died last year. He's 85, I believe, and it sucks. It really fucking sucks because, I mean, here you have someone you've known a lot, almost your whole life. And this also goes for my grandmother as well. It's like you've known them your whole life, pretty much. I mean, except for like the first 5 years, and done things, with them and things like that. But I mean, it's really fucking hard, to watch someone you know and love die. I mean, let me give you the whole story. So, as you may or may not know, my grandfather had dementia, which really fucks with your brain. It makes you forget about who people are, makes you forget about everything. Basically makes your brain deteriorate till you're nothing. Absolutely nothing. And it's been like that for a few years, 2 or 3. Actually, probably like 1.5 or 2, maybe. And so after that, he kept just forgetting how to do things. He basically wet himself, he pissed himself all the time. He kept falling off his bed and shit. And one day, he fell and we had to basically call a fucking ambulance and, have him taken, and get checked out and things like that. And, and so we had to do that, which that in itself was really hard. And it's also not to say that, watching him deteriorate from the grandfather that I once knew to basically a shell of his former self, I mean, that was fucking hard too. Watching someone just completely forget who you are, who he or she was, who, everybody is. Like, he didn't know who I was anymore. And that fucking sucks. Having someone you care about just completely forget about who they are, who you are, why they're there in the first place. It sucks. It fucking sucks. So, anyways, they took him, got him checked out, and long story short, we ended up sending him to a nursing home. An old people home, if you will, because, I mean, we couldn't take care of him anymore. He was getting too much to handle. That sucks to say. It really does. It fucking hurts. Because, I mean, like I said, he was my grandfather, and A day or two has passed. He's doing better. He's fine. And then another day or two later, they basically said he doesn't have much time left. So we basically ended up calling my uncle and aunt. They came over, and we went together to the nursing home. And technically, they weren't supposed to do that because of COVID and whatever, but they made an exception for us because, he didn't have much time left. And, we sat in his room, and, we watched a little bit of TV, and we were watching and seeing what he was doing, how he was doing, if he was doing anything, which he wasn't. And then we left, we said our goodbyes. 30 minutes later, he died. Yeah, he died at the nursing home because, old age, And, I don't want people to think that I'm against these nursing homes, so I'm not. These people have a lot more fucking patience than I do. I could never take care of an old person. I don't, and that's also why I don't want children. Because I don't think I would be a good father. I couldn't really take care of one. Yeah, I know how. Feed them, change them, whatever, play with them and, help them grow. But I don't have that kind of patience. I don't have, that kind of strength, in a way. So anyways, after he died, it really fucking hurts you. It really hurts. And it sucks that people have to die. If I were to have it, my grandmother and grandfather would still be here. They would be in perfect health. They wouldn't have any problems. They wouldn't forget who I was. They wouldn't, just completely lose it. They wouldn't have to die. But that's not how shit works. And I know that. But nonetheless, it fucking hurts all the same. And, I will never forget the memories that we had, times that we've had. I'll never forget how, my grandfather and I used to take walks back behind our house, and, we used to see nature. We used to, go out and explore and shit. We used to do that all the time. And also, we used to go sledding in the winter. It was fun. Had a few good times with them. And we also used to do a bunch of stuff. We used to go hiking, and sometimes he would take me out somewhere else, and we would walk there and whatever. It was fine. It was good. And I miss him. And, it really fucking sucks to have someone you care about die. And it doesn't matter if it's family or not. If you care about someone, they shouldn't have to die, but, again, that's not how it works, It's the same thing with my grandmother back in 2009. She died on May 10th of 2009 at 10 o'clock because of a heart attack. And, yeah. So I no longer have any of my grandparents. My childhood is slowly deteriorating into nothing. Not like I really had a childhood to begin with. All my childhood was being abused and raped and, being treated like shit, but that's beside the point. Having people you care about, when they die, it really fucks with you, it hurts you, because you realize that you're never going to see them again. You're never going to see them alive again. Now, I mean, it's all about religious beliefs. I mean, some people believe that when they die, they'll see their loved ones again. Some people say that, they're in a better place now. I mean, yeah, I do believe that to an extent. I don't believe in heaven or hell. I don't believe in God or anything like that. I'm not religious at all. I don't believe in that bullshit. But honestly, my thoughts on it is, I mean, they have to go somewhere. Yeah, their spirit stays here on Earth, that's why you see ghosts and things like that, but, they have to go somewhere. And I don't mean, like, the morgue or the cemetery or whatever. I don't mean that. I mean, like, they have to go somewhere. Either that, or they just sleep for all eternity, and they dream. But, yeah. And just seeing the fact that you're never going to see him again, at least alive, it messes with you, it hurts you. And I think that, we need to cherish the ones we love, and remember what they had, what we had, and remember all the good times and shit, And, yeah. So, I mean, we try to stay alive the best we can, while people around us constantly die. Pets, friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, parents, whatever. And, yeah. So, there's that. That's the main reason why I wanted to make this podcast, this, episode, is because, well, I just kind of wanted to get that off my chest a little bit, because, like, it just feels strange, even after, like, a year of not having him around. It feels so fucking weird. It's just, like, go downstairs and not see him anymore. Not see his physical form. You know what I'm saying? Like, never actually being able to see him again. And, I remember I'd get up, go to school, come back, and, see him sometimes in the backyard, mowing the grass, or, chopping weeds down, or, tending to the garden. And now, I'll never see that again. Not just because I don't go to school anymore, but because, he's not here anymore. It fucking sucks, man. It really does. And honestly, that's just one more thing that makes me hate this world. And as to why I don't want to be here anymore. I mean, I feel like this world is punishing, good people. People like me that try to help people and do good things. But we get fucked over. But, yeah. Anyways. So that was the first topic of today's podcast. The second topic we want to talk about is going to be a little bit lighter. It's my thoughts on certain games. Because I played some games that a lot of people are like, oh, fuck you, this game sucks, that game sucks, whatever. But, playing them, they're not as bad as everyone says they are. For example, I look at Cyberpunk 2077. I played Cyberpunk a couple days ago, and it's good. I like it. It's great. Yeah, there's a few bugs and glitches in there and whatever, but it's good. I love it. It's a good game. And it's got Keanu Reeves in it, so it can't be that bad, right? And then I played The Last of Us Part 2, which got Game of the Year last year. So I wanted to see just how good that game was, if it was Game of the Year. I also wanted to play it because everybody was saying, oh, this game sucks, it's not as good as the first one, blah, blah, blah. It shouldn't have been made. Well, I mean, it's a great game. I mean, any game that's got fucking lesbian sex and weed in it is a good game by my standards. But yeah, both Cyberpunk and Last of Us were good. I love those games. But that's not all. So I played a little bit of Bloodborne as well. That game was great. As to be expected, it was fucking Bloodborne. You can't go wrong with that game. It's a classic. A lot of people talk good about it. But let's talk about the Xbox 360 for a second, and let's talk about DDR. Yeah, they have DDR games on there. Dance Dance Revolution. I don't know if it's my TV or not. Probably is my TV. Maybe it's a game. I don't know. But literally, you can mash buttons in DDR and it will register as either a great or a perfect. Yeah. Playing Dance Dance Revolution Universe 2 or 1, same thing. You mash the left button when the left arrow is coming up. Bam. Either great or perfect. Right? Same thing. What about left and right at the same time? Well, you mash the buttons. You mash the left button and you mash the... Was it the circle button? No, that was the Xbox. Oh, that was the PlayStation. B button. Yeah, you do the left and the B button, and... Yeah, you, you mash buttons to get a good score. You can pass any song on any difficulty that way, I think. I feel like, DDR has gone fucking nuts. And I feel like, DDR, I don't know, you never really see it anymore. I mean, the PS4, I know the PS4 is still technically kind of young. It's not dead yet, so whatever, and they still have time. But so far, I've never seen a DDR game on there. I've never seen a, rhythm game. I mean, yeah, there's the Hatsune Miku Vocaloid games, and then there's the Love Live, what was it called? I think it was something Wawa Home Meeting something or other. I forgot what it was called. It's a long ass title, and it's kind of the same thing. It's a rhythm game, but it's not the same as DDR. DDR has arrows left, right, up, down. You use a dance mat, things like that. Wow, I'm a poet and I didn't fucking know it. Anyways, yeah, I think. Yeah. I think that they need to make more DDR games. Because damn it, those games are fucking fun as shit. I remember going back in my grade school years, I was like fucking second or third grade. And we had gym class. I already told this story before in a previous video. But, I was in school, I was young. And, for gym class, I loved when we had free days. We could do whatever the hell we wanted. We could do treadmills, we can run around, we can dodge ball, do whatever the fuck we wanted. But there was one thing I wanted to do the most. They had a PS2 in the back. Because how, where all the sports equipment is, where all the balls and the bats and the nets and things are. Well, in there was a PS2. Yes, a PS2. Now I think you kind of see where I'm going with this. So they had games like DDR and In the Groove and things like that where you move around, fucking those kind of games, yeah, which is good. A really good way to get people involved. And they're really fun games, even if they are just rhythm-based games. They're still fun, and they're still awesome. That's why I'm trying to collect every DDR game ever. Every single one. Because I love the franchise. I love the games, you know? But anyways, so that's all I wanted to do. And oddly enough, nobody else wanted to do that. Nobody else wanted to play the PlayStation 2. What the fuck is wrong with kids? But yeah, like, I was the only one in there. I was the only one in the back playing on the PS2. Because nobody else wanted to. And it sucks, you know? I would have liked to have somebody to play with and, you know, challenge them to a game of DDR, you know? Yeah, some split-screen multiplayer. But yeah, I mean, I played the fuck out of that on those free days. I spent the entire time playing DDR. All the time. Non-stop. And I loved it. Basically, if I wasn't doing the treadmills, I was playing DDR. Because those are the two things I loved doing. I loved running, and that's why I did track for 2 years in high school. And I also enjoyed DDR because, duh, I'm a gamer. What the fuck do you expect? But yeah, like, I love DDR. And then a few years later, I went to a different school because, I don't know, they fucked something up. I mean, basically, I think people from my school, my usual school, Southern, were going to Meg's, and Meg's was going to Eastern, and whatever. But somehow, I got transferred to Eastern instead, and, well, fuck it. I kind of liked it there for that whole year I was there. I mean, I got my first girlfriend, and then a month afterwards she broke up with me. But, yeah. So, this was back when I was like fucking 12, I think. I don't know. Yeah, I think it was 12. So I was young as fuck when I had my first girlfriend. But in gym class, the same thing. We got to play video games in fucking gym class. And can you guess what the game system was this time? That's right, the Nintendo Wii. Yeah, so they play a lot of Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort. Fuck yeah. Now, I already had a Wii at that point in time at the house. So I knew what Wii Sports was. I knew what Wii Sports Resort was. I knew those games. Because I played the fuck out of them as well when I was at home. So, give me the chance, give me the fucking ability to play games at school, and you bet your ass I'm taking it. Nowadays, that's commonplace because everybody's got a phone. Everybody's got a fucking tablet or a computer, or definitely a smartphone. So they can play, you know, a bunch of video games on their phone right now. But back then, I mean, it was a fucking treat to play games like DDR at school. I mean, yeah, I knew what they were trying to do. You know, I knew they were trying to get people fit because, duh, it was fucking gym class, so, you know, it was PE. But yeah, I mean, fucking DDR. D fucking R. Dance Dance fucking Revolution. Yeah, that should be a new title for the new game. But yeah, that's a really good game. I wish Konami, I can't even talk. I wish Konami would make more DDR games. But sadly, they don't. Like, why? It worked. It fucking worked. It got people active. Yeah, sure. You use your PS2 controller to, you know, left, right, up, down. You know, the GameCube did the exact same thing. The, you know, Mario Mix game. You know, Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix. But, I mean, it got people active, you know. It was great. It's in the same way the Kinect did that. And the Kinect kind of failed in a little bit. But I still want one. And anyways, so yeah, DDR is fun. I miss the old days where I could go to school and fucking play DDR. Or play Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort. Or do this and do that. Also, in music class, that same year I went to Eastern. The same year, like, we had fucking PE class one day, and then the next day we had, like, music class, I think it was. Well, guess what we fucking did in music class? DDR. Yeah, we actually played on some days, not every day, sadly, but on some days we played, DDR. And what would happen is there's like 2 dance mats, right? 2 dance mats. So you'd have split screen, right? You would have some person on one side, on the left, someone on the right. Basically a dance-off, a challenge. Who can score the most points and get the better score? Well, same thing. And who can get the better ranking as well in DDR. I crushed everybody. I mean everybody. My, at the time, girlfriend, my ex, I crushed the fuck out of her. I crushed the holy fuck right out of her in DDR. Anybody else that dared challenge me, I kicked their ass in DDR. Man, you should have seen my fucking dance moves back then. Yeah, nowadays I could never do that shit right now. I probably could if I, practiced and things like that, but because I haven't played DDR normally in a while. And normally it's with a dance mat. That's the whole selling point to the game. I've just been using the controller because I'm fucking lazy. Anyways, and also I don't want the floor to cave in and me fall through the fucking basement, because our house is pretty shitty. It's old. Floors are old. Everything is old. Needs to be repaired. Needs to probably be torn down and built a new one. But you get the idea. Basically, if I'm playing DDR, you can fucking hear it from all over the house. You can probably hear it from outside. I don't know. But yeah, that's why I don't use dance mat right now, is because, of that. Because of the fact that I might tear the house down. But anyways, so there's that. I love DDR, and some people, I think more people need to play that game. I mean, if you're going to get a PS2, sure, get God of War and get things like that, but also get DDR. I highly recommend it. You get an Xbox 360 if you don't already have one, maybe a Wii or a PS3, get DDR. Any system that has DDR, get it. Hell, fucking download Step Mania for the for computers, as I made a video on that. I think it was either yesterday or 2 days ago. I made a video on it, and yeah, it's the same thing. They're all the same kind of game. So yeah, I mean, definitely do that. Get a dance mat, play the fuck out of it. It's awesome. Yeah. Anyways, I took that break so I needed a Hot Pocket. See, what else do I want to talk about in this podcast? Let's see here. Let's talk about TV shows I used to watch as a fucking kid. Oh, God. I watched a lot of TV as a kid, If I wasn't gaming, I was watching TV. So, when I was younger, I didn't really watch a lot of TV. Basically since I was born to the age of 5 and a half, I didn't really watch a lot of TV. I don't remember it. But when we moved down here, when we moved, I started watching a lot more TV. So, I watched shows like Hannah Montana and Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and things like that. Basically, at Disney, because that's all they really seemed to have at the time. and watched that. And when it came to children's programming, like really young kids, like toddlers, I watched the Wiggles, which they're okay now. Actually, no, they suck. It's not the same, I mean, I think that series needs to die. No, seriously, like, they're not at all like what I remember them. Because, I mean, you had four people. You had Greg, Murray, Anthony, and Jeff. I think those were the names. It's been a while. But nowadays, when they replaced Greg, I think it was the yellow one, they replaced him with someone else. It didn't really work out. So they replaced basically everybody, except I think it was Anthony that they kept. I'm not really sure, but yeah, they fucked a lot over when they made that, and everything isn't. I mean, they're getting old. Yeah, everyone's getting old because it was back in the early days, the early '90s maybe. And I remember I used to, whenever I was at my uncle James's house, I would literally watch. I would try to find that one movie they did, that special movie, Wiggle Bay, or whatever it was called. Yeah, I used to watch the fuck out of that. I don't know why. I mean, I really don't know why. But I did. And so I watched shows like, so what was it? What else did I watch? I can't remember all the shows, but I remember a lot. There was a show called Imagination Movers. I used to watch that a lot. Anybody fucking remember that shit? Anybody? Anyone? Just me? Okay. That shit's old school, you know what I'm saying? And I also watched a lot of, what was it? I think they called it the Doodle Bops or whatever. That weird show with three clowns and whatever. It's fucking weird. It makes no sense, but then again, a lot of kids programming back in the day never made sense. Some of them still don't. I also watched a lot of Blue's Clues back in the day. Like real Blue's Clues with Steve. Back when he was, the host, pretty much. And I kind of watched it when Joe came in, and then, But now that there's this new guy, what the fuck is his name? I forgot the guy's name. And I watched an episode or two when it was on YouTube. It's not bad. It's fine. I would rather watch the original Blue's Clues than, the new one. But then again, that's mostly my nostalgia talking. It's not that I don't like change. I can accept it in some cases. But, when you're given an alternative, which is what you grew up on and grew up with, you'd rather watch that because it's something you're more familiar with. It's the same thing with My Little Pony. I'm still going to watch Generation 5 whenever that comes out, but I'm always going to have and possibly prefer Generation 4, French Magic, because I grew up watching that back in 2013, and that's what started the Brony craze and everything, and Mew. But yeah, there is a lot of shows I used to watch as a kid. I used to watch a lot of, I think they called it Noggin back in the day. It's like Nick Jr. now, but they called it Noggin. I'm trying to think, what was on there that I used to watch? I used to watch a lot of shit. I'm trying to think. I think Wow Wow Wubsy was one of them. One of the shows I used to watch. What else did I used to watch? I can't remember. I'm trying to think. Trying to go hard into my fucking memory banks, I'm getting old, fucking 21. Let's see here. Fuck. I think Backyardigans was on there. And then there was a very weird show called Ubi. I remember that. Like, you know, the hands, the hand puppets that were actual hands, doing the hand thing. That fucking weird, cringy, weird shit on YouTube. Yeah, do the hand thing, that creepy whatever the fuck. But yeah, like, I used to watch a lot of weird programming back in the day. Like, for the longest time, I didn't want to watch anything live action. Like, if you told me to watch Sweet Life of Zack and Cody or Hannah Montana, I'd be like, fuck no, I'm not watching that. I don't want to watch that. I just want to watch cartoons all day. Because that's what I was used to. I was used to animation. And it took me a while to watch live action shows. You know, like Hannah Montana or things like that. It took me a while to actually get there. But once I did, it was fine. You know, I watched the piss out of Hannah Montana. I was actually obsessed. I wanted her to be my girlfriend. That is how fucking obsessed I was back in the day with her. Even though she was a fuck ton older than I was at the time. But yeah, I used to watch that. American Dragon Jake Long. I used to watch that. I used to watch Kim Possible a lot. A lot of shows I used to watch on there. And I remember that this is completely unrelated to Disney and anything like that, but well, I guess in theory it's not because they're running Pokemon on Disney nowadays. But yeah, I remember I used to sit with my grandmother before she died, and I used to watch some episodes of Pokemon. And I'm talking old school Pokemon, like the first generation. You know, where Ash is in the Kanto region, starting out his journey as a Pokemon trainer. You know, that kind of shit. Yeah, I remember that. I mean, not like there was a lot of options. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Diamond and Pearl was becoming new. Or was it Pokemon Advanced Battle? I don't know. Whichever one was the newer ones. I didn't watch. I just watched the old school ones. And I fucking loved it. You know, it was awesome. It was fine. So I watched a little bit of Pokemon when I was younger. I didn't really care. I mean, I just wanted to watch TV with my grandmother. You know, spend time with her. But it wasn't until like 2009, shortly after she died, I don't know why, but I picked up this fascination with anime. Bakugan. Yes, Bakugan, like the original Bakugan, you know, with Dan, Runo, Marucho, Julie, Shun, and Alice. Those 6 battle brawlers. Fucking saving the destroyer from things and shit. You know, that, I watched the piss out of that. Every episode, I watched. And if it wasn't every episode, it was pretty damn close to that. I was obsessed. I had all the figurines. I had all the balls. Not that way, you fucks. But yeah, I had all the, you know, the toys I could possibly get. I had a lot of the cards. I had the DVDs. I had the video games that were out for the Wii. When I got a PS3, I got the PS3 version of Bakugan Battle Brawlers. I got Defenders of the Core from the Wii, which is not as good as the first one, but I remember it being a hell of a lot better. Damn my younger days, where I thought everything was better than the predecessor. Yeah, than what came before. But yeah, I was fucking obsessed with Bakugan. You couldn't get me to stop watching it. I mean, it got so fucking bad. That craze. And this was back when I was in 4th or 5th grade. I went, you know, remember that school I was talking about I went to for a year? Got my first girlfriend, and then a month after got rejected, you know, got broken up. Well, everybody at school, every fucking person I knew, and even if I didn't know them, every single fucking person had at least a Bakugan. All the teachers knew what they were. All the staff knew what they were. All the kids knew what they were. I'm sure if there's any students that are fucking buried, underground as fucking undead zombies or whatever, I'm sure they would fucking know what Bakugan was at the time. Like, everybody had one. Everybody had either a Bakugan, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or Beyblade. Or all of the above. I had all of the above. I had a whole lot of Bakugan. I had just started to collect Pokemon cards and the games and things like that. Yu-Gi-Oh! I was also a fan of. And then Beyblade. I had a few. I had a Pegasus, I think it was, from Metal Fusion, Metal Fury, Metal Masters, that version of Beyblade. And I had something else. I forgot what I had. I had another Beyblade, but I forgot what it was. So yeah, I was obsessed with those kind of anime. Like, yeah, they're good, but compared to what else is out there, like Inuyasha, and anything by Miyazaki, which is Studio Ghibli, anything by them is a fucking masterpiece. But compare that to shows like Bakugan. Bakugan just kind of sucks, compared to what anime is now, out there, and even were at the time. Like, we had fucking Studio Ghibli, we had fucking Spirited Away at the time, we had My Neighbor Totoro, we had other stuff by Studio Ghibli, and I was sitting there watching Bakugan. God, fuck me. Yeah, like, I was watching a lot of weird shit when I was younger. I remember wanting everything Bakugan, and I was so obsessed that, the character I just mentioned, Alice, yeah, she was my imaginary girlfriend. I had a lot of those. Well, they're better than having real ones. Yeah, like, okay, so when I played Fire Emblem, Blazing Swords, I believe it was called, for the first time, and this is what got me into the series. Like, one of my friends at the time, they dropped their cartridge of Fire Emblem, I think it was, and I picked it up, because I had a Game Boy, right? I had a Game Boy Advance SP. So I picked it up, brought it to the house, I played it, fell in love with the franchise after that. I fucking loved it. And one of the characters is called Lyn, right? Lyn. I was obsessed with her. Okay, fucking obsessed with her. Again, imaginary girlfriend. Man, I was fucking nuts back then. I was falling in love with every goddamn girl from every anime, every fucking TV show. Oh man, and now I'm obsessed with Monica from Doki Doki Literature Club. It just doesn't stop with me in anime. No, it really doesn't. Even though Monica is from a video game, it's got an anime art style. So, anime. So yeah, I'm obsessed with Monica right now. My fucking waifu over there being a good waifu, doing whatever she's doing. And yeah. So I was obsessed with a lot of things back then, and I couldn't even stick to one particular thing. I was going back and forth. Oh, I love Bakugan. Oh, I love Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Beyblade. I watched a few episodes of Naruto back in the day. Naruto Shippuden. I watched like 1 or 2 episodes of Dragon Ball Z Kai back in the day. I watched this. I watched that. And you want to know why Inuyasha is my all-time favorite anime? Because that was like probably the first anime I ever actually watched. Yes, the first anime. You would think all the talk of Bakugan was the first one that I watched, but no. Inuyasha. The one with the fucking half-demon trying to find jewel shards so he can become a full demon, and then Kagome, and then this, and then that. Oh, that's the good shit. Yeah, I watched that when I was younger. I watched it, I think it was like 5 or 6 when I first started watching that, because I remember there used to be a thing, I don't know if there still is or not, called Toonami. Basically, okay, so after a certain period of time, Cartoon Network would go to Adult Swim. And you would know that when they started, doing shit. But anyways, on Saturday nights going on to Sunday, Sunday mornings, they had what was called Toonami, which was an anime block. Nothing but anime. All that. You had Ghost in the Shell, you had Inuyasha, you had... what else did they have? I forgot what all they had. They had probably Naruto or something like that. They had a lot of anime. Until like fucking 6 o'clock or 6:30. And then regular Cartoon Network would start back up. So, I remember I was getting ready for the day ahead, because I used to go to church on Sundays, not anymore, so I don't believe in that bullshit, and I also don't really feel welcome at church anymore, because people have been assholes to me, and whatever, accused me of shit I didn't do, but I digress. So, I used to, I was going to get ready to church, which is like 11 o'clock, or around 10, it was 10? 11? I can't remember. But before that, I would stay up, and watch Inuyasha. That's all I watched. Whenever it came on, I didn't watch anything. Even if I got up at like fucking 4:30, and other anime was on at that time, I was watching fucking Inuyasha. Yeah, I didn't care about Ghost in the Shell. I didn't care about Cowboy Bebop. I didn't give a fuck about Sailor Moon. I just wanted to watch. Well, I don't really think they had Sailor Moon on Toonami. Wait, did they? It may have been at some point, but not when I was watching it. But yeah, I didn't care about any of that shit. I just wanted to watch fucking Inuyasha. So I know good anime. I'm a fucking weeb. I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I used to watch a lot of cool shit and a lot of weird shit too. And I still watch a little bit of weird shit. It's called fucking YouTube. Like, watch things like Robot Chicken, whenever we are in a hotel and I'm up early enough, get ready to go to work, I'll watch Robot Chicken, maybe, if it's on. And I'll watch some other things. I actually watched like 2 or 3 episodes of a show called Miraculous Ladybug. It's fucking weird. It is fucking weird. Okay? It's not good by any means. Like, the animation is weird. Fucking, I don't know. It's a fucking kid show, so, I mean, what else do you expect? But, I mean, it's fucking nuts. It's weird. The only thing I actually like about it is that one guy, I forgot the guy's name, but he turns into a cat. Okay, he's got powers. He can turn into a cat. He's basically the feline version of fucking Ben 10, except Ben 10 has a lot more aliens, and this guy can only turn into a cat. I think they call him Cat Noir or something like that. I don't know. But that's the only thing that's actually good about it, is that there's a cat person in it. And I'm like, yep, that's me. I'm a cat person. Meow meow, motherfucker. But yeah, like there's some weird shit on TV nowadays. And this is why I don't watch TV anymore. Then I just don't have time. I'll watch YouTube. Oh yeah, I also used to watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer growing up. Yeah, before I would go to school, I was like in 3rd or 4th grade. I used to sit back before school and watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yeah. Yes, every fucking day I would watch it. And that's where my love for the show came from, and also Joss Whedon with his work, was, watching the show when I was younger. And I actually, it's the same thing, I wanted to be like Buffy. I wanted to be like everybody from the show, really, but mostly Buffy, because she was the main character. And so I got Buffy the Vampire Slayer Chaos Bleeds a while back, before I even moved here. And I remember I did the dumbest shit when I was younger, okay? So, I played games like fucking Mortal Kombat. I played, Super Smash Bros. Melee. I played Buffy the Vampire Slayer Chaos Blaze. I played all three of those games on the GameCube a lot. And when we moved here, I also remember one thing. I would act out the scenes from the game. I would pretend like I'm stabbing someone in the heart with a wooden stake, because Buffy and whatever, I guess people got too fucking concerned. Yeah, too fucking concerned. And then, long story short, I wasn't allowed to play fucking violent video games for the longest time. Which sucks, because there's a lot of good games out there that are M-rated and T-rated, like fucking Buffy the Vampire Slayer Chaos Bleeds. That's a good T-rated game, and Mortal Kombat and fucking whatever. But, I mean, yeah, I can kind of see, where they're coming with. They didn't want to encourage that, so, I got that shit taken away, and I couldn't play them for a couple of years. And then, yeah, when I was ready, and I knew I was ready, I got back Buffy and Smash Brothers, so I could play those, and then Mortal Kombat came afterwards. But, at least those three games were in pristine condition by the time I got them back, because I couldn't play them for fucking years. So, Deadly Alliance, Chaos Bleeds, and Melee. I'm just gonna fucking call it those games, I ain't fucking saying the full title, the goddamn game every time. It's too much. But you get the idea, I did a lot of stupid shit when I was a kid. But yeah, I was being a kid, I was being a kid, you can't blame me for doing that when you were a kid. Yes. The joys of childhood. Being abused and raped by your fucking father, and then moving. That's when I moved, actually. We moved here because I was being abused and raped by my so-called father, Brian. Of course, he's gonna deny that shit, but we all know what fucking happened. Because, I felt it, I dealt it, I had to deal with the pain. I dealt with the pain for so long, and yeah. But anyway, so you get fucking abused and raped, you come over here, you move, you start a new life in school and shit, and then you end up finding out you're gonna fucking hate Meigs County for the rest of your goddamn life because people are assholes, people are fucked over, people are fucking you over, people are assholes again, and it goes on and on. You know how I fucking feel about Meigs County. It fucking sucks. Don't ever come here. Don't come here to visit, and don't even come here to fucking live here. You will become corrupt like everybody else. You'll be another mindless fucking slave to corruption. You're gonna be a fucking asshole that doesn't care about anybody but themselves, and is willing to kill anybody that you don't like. You're willing to kill a fucking person of the LGBT community or a fucking black person because you don't like them because of the fact they're black or LGBT or whatever. That's the kind of town we live in. If you're not a straight white male, you are out of here. You're not welcome here. I don't mind. I wouldn't mind being fucking exiled right now. At least I can move somewhere else. But you get the idea. My childhood just didn't even really exist. I had a shitty one. And then after that, I lost my grandmother, I lost my grandfather, I had 2 or 3 relationships fail, I lost 2 dogs, I got completely fucked over, this and that. Basically my whole life has been nothing but one giant shit mound after another. And honestly, I'm so used to it by now that nothing phases me anymore. You can start beating the shit out of me and be like, whatever, I don't care. Or you can start fucking me over, I don't care. Because it sucks that it happens, but I mean, since I'm so used to it, I mean, it doesn't faze me anymore. You know, yeah, it's a pain in the ass having to explain to people, hey, I didn't do shit, and have them not believe you. But, yeah. Anyways, that rant just came out of fucking left field. Also, you know, why do they always say left field? You know, why do things always have to come from left field? What about the right field? Does the right field ever get any fucking love? No, it doesn't. How about the middle field? Maybe we're forgetting about that bastard altogether. It's like, oh yeah, that just came from left field. Yeah, well, what about things coming from the right field? The right field knows where things are at. And then the middle field, oh, the middle field knows extremely well, because it has to deal with two things. The left field and the right field having sex, and the fucking middle field is the goddamn fucking mustard, or the ketchup, or the fucking mayonnaise in the middle. It's the meat in the middle. You see, the left field is a piece of bread. The right field is also a piece of bread. But in the middle field, it's a turkey, or a piece of bacon, or something. And there you go, a sandwich, sex, with baseball fields. This is what I think about every goddamn day. At least something like that. Something strange and weird where fucking having sex with baseball fields now. Like, what the fuck? Fucking baseball stadiums and fields and ooh! Like what the fuck? What the hell? Man, this podcast took a fucking turn for the weird. I mean, we went from something so sad and depressing to whatever the fuck this is. I mean, I don't even know what I'm about to say during these videos. Like, you know, I don't go by a script. I improvise. I say what I want to say, what I need to say, you know, and I don't even know what I'm about to say. Like, I surprise myself sometimes with the random shit that I say. Like, what the fuck? Having sex with a baseball field, you know, it comes out of nowhere. You know, it comes out of the left field, right field, and the middle field, all at the same time. There you go. That's a bathroom thought, or a shower thought, you know. Also, speaking of shower thoughts, and weird shit, you know, again, why is it only left field when there's also a right field and the middle field? Also, in addition, you know, why is it called a shower thought? Like, I think of this shit when I'm out of the shower, when I'm in the shower, when I'm in the bathroom taking a shit. Oh, speaking of taking a shit, you want to know something else? I'm a cat. But anyways, so, you want to know something else? Like, why is it only called a shower thought? Why are there no bathroom thoughts? Why is there no kitchen thought? Why is there no living room thought? Like, you can think of the weirdest shit when you're in the bathroom. And that's how fucking Doc Brown found out about the flux capacitor and the blah 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 and fucking Back to the Future. And that's how shit happens. You know, you use the bathroom, you fall off the toilet, you think of some good shit, your mind goes fucking crazy, and you turn to a cat. Anyways, before this fucking podcast gets any more weirder, which I don't even think is possible, but then again, I've said some weirder shit than this. That's gonna be it for this live stream / fuck. Oh, God, it's not a live stream. I did like a few live streams, and I'm so used to saying that by now. Because I did a live stream on Twitch yesterday, or last night, of Cold War. Yeah, playing a little bit of Call of Duty Cold War. And I did some live streams, you know, this past week of, you know, some other things. So, yeah. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video, you know, this podcast. I don't know, I just think of some weird shit, and I just go with it. You know, like, and honestly, the whole reason why I made this podcast in the first place, you know, this particular episode, was because I wanted to talk about, you know, losing family. So, yeah. But anyways, guys and gals, like I said, that's going to be it for this video. If you like this video, give this video a like. If all this fun, don't forget to comment down below your thoughts on the whole damn thing. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon down below to get notified of my future uploads and live streams, and whatever the fuck else I do. Follow me on Twitch, because I do some live streams on there occasionally. And as always, I will see you all in the next video. Peace out, people, and bro hoof. I'm a cat, and I just said mew, and I'm a cat, mew mew.